Hey, everybody, welcome to HBCU Original. I'm your co host, Vince, and this is our sponsor.
Today's show is sponsored by Swift Pro for all your marketing needs. Want to be a sponsor? It's simple. Just email us for more info. Now back to the show.
Hey, listen, we got a special guest today. Alonzo McDowell is here. He's here to talk about money and cents on the campus of HBCU. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
What's up, man? How y'all doing? I'm glad to be here.
So, today's topic, we were fumbling around and Alonzo had some great ideas. Alonzo, you want to go ahead and just elaborate what we were speaking about earlier?
Yeah, so one of the things that I specialize in high school recruiting and helping young kids get opportunities for NIL deals. And I've kind of started to realize that most of the kids that I do help get recruited, they go to PWIs and they played a couple of years, had some opportunities to play. They're getting massive NIL opportunities. Yet the ones who go to HBCUs, they tend to get pushed by the wayside with no opportunities. And that money is some lucrative money that I think a lot of these universities, especially the HBCUs, need to really look at because it really helps offset a lot of other opportunities and expenses to help kind of recruit and bring some of these kids onto the campus.
Well, being on these campuses, I just wonder, some of these students are from, very poor backgrounds and disenchanted areas. Also, their parenting may not be the best in a lot of cases, and they may not have the proper support. How would they deal with that, going forward, with these NIL deals and things of that nature? If they needed coaching, where could they get that from?
Well, I know like a lot of universities, they offer within their athletic department, they have different people that deal with NILs to help them understand some of the things that come along with it. But NIL deals can be just as much as an autograph, can pay for your autograph signature, to every time an individual gets promoted at a camp, that athlete will receive some type of compensation with the name, image, and likeness. They have an opportunity to kind of help offset some of the expenses of college and also to make some money. That's primarily why it was kind of negotiated by the student athletes. I was a student athlete. I played at Hampton University, and I understand like at some of these universities, just the scholarship money is not enough. At HBCUs, you don't tend to have 24-hour cafeteria. You tend to have to come out of your pocket if you miss, any meals or stuff like that because the CAF has closed. So some of this stuff helps to offset some of that. And, for parents that don't understand the aspects of NIL, I would behoove you to start looking into it because, this is just money that's missing. I mean, it's just opportunities they're just missing out on. But it's hard to just speak on the fact of someone being from a disadvantaged community because really when it comes to recruiting, it doesn't matter if you're from an affluent family or a disadvantaged family, recruiting is hard enough. So one of the things I would suggest students do is contact their athletic department, kind of get some research information about NIL opportunities and take advantage of it because it's money that is it allows them to be able to make money off their name, image, and likeness.
Now, HBCU, and let's just say, for instance, some of the other bigger conferences like the ACC, for example, University of Maryland, and then you come down to a Bowie State. That gap, how wide could it be as far as opportunities for NIL? Is it the same? Do they make the same amount of money? Or the opportunities the same? Or no?
Well, I mean, I'll go back further into my background. Background is also branding and marketing. So I look at it like this. There are opportunities everywhere, whether it's a local coffee shop, whether it's a community organization that individual can go and run a camp. Once again, name, image, and likeness is receiving any type of monetary funds for your name, image, and likeness. So it's all about the university pushing and trying to draw in some of their corporate sponsors, kind of offset some of this recruiting cost, and also parents and individuals really looking at it as, hey, I can go over here and help out at my church. Church can now monetize their image and likeness for being there, whether it's like a baseball or a football or basketball camp, where in the past, any financial exchange of resources or money had to go through the NCAA policy and requirements, based on the amount of money, or if it's a legitimate transaction of funds. But now it's the wild, wild west. These kids can make money anywhere, just as long as they're reporting it to the NCAA and their athletic department, that they're receiving funds.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about that too, because are they required to have a W-9? Should, in some cases, they become an LLC, become a trust? Those are some of the things that these young men and women need to know to protect themselves. These contracts and things that are coming at them fast paced. So they need to, should they do that? Should they get an LLC or?
Now I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm not an expert at this. I've had several athletes, and I've been dealing with some of this stuff with my son, and he's played college football. Now he's trying to go pro. But it's funny because it's the wild, wild west. I mean, I've heard stories that some universities can buy through some type of system where the kids don't pay anything. I mean, I've heard stories that some of the kids, they get stuck with the taxes and all the other stuff. For me, I see it as, this is just my take and how I see it. All this can be generated towards scholarship opportunities. That's how I look at it. Because if I'm an athlete and I'm going out here and I'm working a camp, the thing that I would see it as is donating that money to my scholarship funds. Because within that scholarship funds, it could pay for my housing, it could pay for my books, it could pay for whatever, me to eat meals, because that's part of me having resources to sustain myself during the college. Now, some of these deals, guys get cars, all the other stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know much about it. I just know, dealing with the guys I deal with, they're dealing with small NIL deals. They're not getting millions. They might get 10,000 here, but that's something good to look into, man. I mean, being an LLC isn't bad. I mean, right. I never think that that's a bad idea.
Protect yourself.
Yeah, protect yourself. Because look, the thing is, just like with Caitlin Clark and if that's her name, Caitlin, what's the basketball player from Iowa? Clark.
Clark. No, I think it is Clark. Yeah.
So you see how she had them NIL deals for like millions.
Yeah, she did 23 million for 6 years, 8 years with Nike.
Yeah, and when she was in college, look how much she was making, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you look at some of these basketball players and football players making all these millions. Well, those millions after college, if you ever negotiate an advertising deal or anything like that, they go away.
Yeah,
that's the uproar now, is that why her salary is so low.
That's what I was saying too. About the her at Iowa, and then being at a smaller school, maybe like Florida A&M, or a Howard University, even for or Norfolk State, or even a Cheney. Those are smaller markets. So I'm wondering, would Nike give the same amount of money, even if the talent is still there? Would Nike give the same amount of money? Because there are some track athletes, and I was speaking to someone before in the past recent years, Randolph Ross, who ran for North Carolina A&T, but he was the best in the world at that time. The NCAA record and everything, and that was an African American, school, HBCU, and he didn't get any of the dollars. But students who ran for Arkansas, they were making money, and we're like, well, wait a minute. This guy just broke the national record. He's at an HBCU, but he didn't get the same amount of dollars.
Yeah.
So kind of unfair. So,
I mean, I if you look back, man, just not too long ago, Raekwon Smith out of Virginia State, he was dubbed the king of NILs.
Yeah.
He believe he went to Highland Springs High School in Richmond. That that was him putting in work. I mean, most of these guys don't understand is that, social media is a driving force of a lot of this NIL deal. They're looking at what your followers are. They're looking at, if I give you this money, how much can you expand my brand visibility? How can you get me into new markets with people that this corporation has never been introduced to? So, he would be basically the benchmark. I mean, for a
Yeah.
small college that has a guy, I don't know, 80 something deals,
Yeah.
like
And
most of
yeah,
these
it's
players in
interesting. Yeah.
basketball, they get one deal for like $2 million or $1 million or whatever. But these high school kids are getting these deals too, man. But he got 80 deals. So if he was able to get 80 deals and able to finesse that, man, like it's your name, image, and likeness, man. You have opportunities. Just how much time and energy are you willing to get out here and pave the ground? And so I don't really think it's so much about small college to big college. I think it's just about the individual.
And it's interesting. Recently, so I was talking to individual basketball world, and like a lot of the students, the good athletes that are at the HBCUs are being drawn into larger schools
Oh yeah.
by NIL, and they're pulling our best students or best athletes and kind of smoothing them over to come to the bigger universities with the NIL deals. It's kind of a trap almost in a sense. You do good here, we'll see how well you do. Then we'll give you this amount of money. You come over here.
Well,
Uh,
a lot of that isn't so much just because of the NIL deal. To me, I think it's a good thing. I mean, some people can say, "Oh man, you're taking the athletes, you're doing this," but the way that the portal is set up, some of these kids that they were probably FBS guys, Power 5 guys, Division 1 guys, FCS guys, but they ended up at the small schools due to probably grades or something like that. But what people aren't paying attention to is a lot of these kids are graduating from the HBCUs and going to these Power 5s as grad students. They're getting
oh,
this money. Yeah, see, so everybody's looking at it like, oh man, they're stealing, they're taking. Majority of the guys that's transferring, they're grad students. You know what I mean? They've graduated. The portal has given them an opportunity. These colleges want to get a guy that's already had college experience,
hmm,
and along with that, some of them are getting money. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm looking at it's a good thing because they still carrying that HBCU moniker with them. You know what I mean? It's not as if it goes away because they went to a Power 5. You can even hear commentators when they talk about some of these players, like, "Oh, he came from an HBCU." Any, any. I would look at anything that's going to promote HBCU or HBCU university, especially on the national level, on the national stage, is good.
hmm,
So
definitely.
the game has changed. It's real tricky, and I've been in the recruiting game for a while. From the high school level, I've been helping college students get opportunities out of the portal. I have a vast network of colleges, but I constantly hear with the changes going on that there are more HBCU guys that are benefiting and getting the opportunity to play at the higher level than in the past because of the portal, because they have opportunities, and these colleges are looking for guys that can come in and play right now. They want grown men, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so it is what it is. You really gotta like research and look into it. But in my world, um, a lot of HBCU guys are getting the opportunities, and I think it's a good thing.
Definitely, definitely. Well, look, folks, listen. If you would like to donate, we also have our support channel. You can always
Donate to the HBCU original cause. Help out our broadcast to continue to get out quality info to the viewers.
And also, if you'd like to donate, and also looking for more information about Alonzo McDowell's program, which is we want to give them the information for the actual website, the YouTube channel, and the Facebook channel, I believe, also, and Instagram as well.
Yeah,
Um,
so you can follow us on the URA Football Show. That's on Instagram. Same thing on Facebook. It's the URA Football Show on YouTube. And also we have a website, which is the underrecruitedathlete.com. We specialize in helping high school kids, middle school kids with NIL opportunities and also to get exposure. So if you have a kid out there that's an under-recruited athlete, it doesn't matter what state, we're pushing them out. We're helping them with branding. One of the things we specialize is in branding, marketing. We do camps. I partner with Derek Tatum from Elite Talent out of Atlanta. We're doing great things like camps. There was a camp that I was a part of this past summer. I'm going to Detroit to a couple other camps. So it's a lot going on, man. Just check us out. We're profiling kids from all over the nation. And I'm trying to help these kids get into HBCU. So HBCU coaches, hit me up.
Let's go. Well, that was it for today. Listen, people, come back to our next show. We will be back on Thursday, and also Friday. We have our scheduled interview with Dr. Gadsden from Dell State. He's the athletic director. All right, that's it.